All right, well, welcome back to the part two. We went away for a couple of days and then came back in the same shirts, same attire. We're going to talk again with Colin, who leads channel and ISVs for OCI. And we're going to talk a little bit more about ISVs. We didn't get to last time. So we're going to talk a little bit more about ISVs. So why don't you give us a little bit of a brain dump of like, what are you doing in that segment?
Yeah, man. No, I think this is like the quintessential customer story, I think, for where bare metal and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure is really shining and making a good example. There's kind of two focuses to it. So the way, outside of like all these different, customer and partner types where like we were talking about like GSIs earlier and regional integrators and channel and VAD and all the other stuff, take all of that away and just look at two different business models. Those that are trying to bring something to the cloud, which we would prefer to be with us, and those that are actually in the professional services of doing that.
Right.
And so when we look at our ISV community, like we were talking about earlier, like they're running a program, they're running an application, they've built something around a database or whatever that system or application is, and we'd like to give them a great home. And so when we built bare metal, from the ground up as, literally that, giving you access to a bare metal host in a highly configurable, scalable and highly available way, naturally these are things that can be applied to so many different applications.
Yeah, so I mean, if I look at it from a very layman's terms perspective, right, we build a great platform, we build awesome compute storage networking, awesome data centers, all over the world. Why is the ISV ecosystem super important for us? Like, if we build awesome stuff, won't they just come?
Well, there's a lot of customers, there's a lot of companies, I should say, you can ask that of, like, who was building the best phones, 15 years ago?
Right.
Nokia, who was building the best cameras 20 years ago? Kodak. Well, where are they today? It's not just a build it and they will come philosophy. We actually have to provide not just technical value, but also financial value, which goes down to kind of some of the things we alluded to before, but like our cost of storage, our cost of compute, how well things are networked and easy to deploy for these guys. And in that kind of SaaS model, I mean, it has to be easily replicable for their customers so they can deploy faster. But then there also has to be a market for this. So like naturally, the companies and ISVs that we're working with today, out of the gate, are those that have built around the Oracle database, because there's obviously inherent advantages to running the database here that then therefore those benefits apply to their application too. But then the real fascinating one is where it's a raw storage or raw compute or even HPC situation, where they're just using the physics-based advantages of the machining that we've got.
Are you focusing on any particular verticals or like workloads, or like, I mean, you talked about Oracle databases. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're running Red Stack and you're not running on us, you're probably not having the best experience, right? So that totally makes sense. Are there other focus areas for you, like in the next couple of years or next couple of months?
Oh, absolutely. So I think, we'll shelve the Red Stack conversation. I think that one's pretty obvious.
Right.
Like, we built this from the ground up to run that stuff amazingly well, and we've got a lot of great customer references and use cases to ideally speak to that one. Where we're seeing some, and I think where we're really focusing a lot right now is in the absolutely nothing having to do with Oracle except for the fact that we built the best place to put this stuff, which is like HPC, big data, and even gets into some of the other customers where there's non-Oracle applications like Microsoft, SAP, even VMware, et cetera, where because we have x86 architectures and they run exceptionally fast and you can consolidate those workloads down and run less things for less cost and still have the same relative environment structure, that they're going to bring those things over as well. So that's kind of the beauty.
So this is like completely uncharted territory, like from an Oracle standpoint, right? Like, it's like you talked about Microsoft and SAP. It's like, whoa, calm down. But we're going to go invest in these areas, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't want to go off, lean too far one way and say nothing is off limits. But what I would say is that we have these advantages for a reason, and then they're worth investigating for any workload.
Right.
Whether they're front office, back office, or high intense compute scenarios, that we have some advantages you just simply can't ignore. Whether you just need IOPS, whether you just are looking for a better price point, we're going to explore a lot of those opportunities across those spaces. And it doesn't really end there either. I would say the outside of that is that there's a lot of technology alliances that we need to create where our customers have existing contracts or investments in things with, whether it be security or networking equipment or whatever, where we just want to make it easy for them to deploy and move their stuff over, regardless of what vendor they may
Do you
have.
think that there's still gaps that other cloud providers don't offer ISVs? Like, for example, if I'm an ISV that uses ABC across the road, right? We're in Seattle, so
There's 7 Iron down the street.
exactly. Is there a reason why they would come to us or invest in us, like versus, hey, I already run on cloud provider X, Y, and Z, works well enough, like whatever, right? Are there reasons why they would want to come to us? I mean, of course, it's financial and
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so what I would say, and this is regardless of the size of the business, so whether you're a 100,000 person company, 10,000, or even 100, or 2 kids in a college dorm room right now, have an idea for a startup, this is a great place to start. We're very open source when it comes to our technology, our delivery, everything. There's not lock-ins, anything like that. So you're not stuck with us if you guys grow bigger or whatever. Then the second piece is, you've got this amazing ecosystem, when it comes to not just our field teams, but our customers. We've been trusted by mega enterprises for decades. Like, our customer loyalty and the feedback that we get from them, it's not always perfect, but overall, like, their general perception is that they trust their business to us.
Right.
And coming from a couple of those companies down the street, that relationship is exceptional. I mean, you probably get these too.
Yeah.
I'll get an email the night before saying, hey, you got a phone call at 5 a.m., East Coast time with a CIO of a Fortune 50 company.
Right.
That's a normal occurrence that at other companies I've been at, you just simply don't have.
Right.
And so in our ISV community, those are absolutely relationships that you can break into. And we're trying to build not just like the friendly cloud place to like put great big things that can run better and be less cost less expensive, but they give you that market opportunity to actually build your business and have access to those customers.
Right, but also the fact that we don't tell people to go rip up their apps, rip up their business, and rebuild them on our cloud, right? We say, we keep using the tagline, bring your past, build your future kind of thing. It's nice and all, but really it is true. Like, bring your legacy business here. It runs just as well, if not better, for the same amount of money or whatever the financial incentives are. And then, hey, cool, if you want to do machine learning, AI, IoT, throw whatever gobbledygoo you want. We do that stuff too.
Exactly, and I think that really signifies the cultural shift that's happening at this company, where it was like Oracle database, ERP, SaaS applications. This is the red stack. This is all we're doing. To us, really opening a lot of eyes and saying, we're going to do some pretty cool things with non-Oracle applications, and our field team is getting behind it. And therefore, the customers are asking us questions about a lot of this stuff. I mean, just in the past, 6 weeks, we've announced a couple major having nothing to do Oracle partnerships.
Exactly.
Like we had what the Cloudera announcement was like six weeks ago in big data.
That's right.
We've got Altair coming up right now. I mean, there's Open World next week. Who knows what's going to happen there, right?
Right. Well, I think by the time this video comes out, Open World was last week.
Yes.
Whoa, Open World was last week? What happened?
Did we just teleport?
Yeah.
Time travel.
Cool. I think that's it for this video. So thanks, guys, for joining us again for part 2 of our conversation with Colin. And we'll catch you next week. Thanks.
Woo!